September 12, the Philippines will be united as one country in the observance of one holy day in the Islamic calendar. We shall observe the day of Eid al-Adha, often called the greater holiday in Islam relative to Eid al-Fitr. Mr. President, Eid al-Adha is one of the 12 regular holidays and 3 special holidays observed nationwide. On those 15 days, we cast aside our differences and celebrate as one nation. Most of all, we render respect to the persons and events being commemorated on those special holidays. We Christians, Mr. President, celebrate many different holidays. Christmas, All Saints' Day, and during Holy Week we celebrate Holy Thursday, Good Friday, even Black Saturday, and of course Easter Sunday as regular holidays. Initially, there was only one regular holiday for Muslim Filipinos, the Eid al-Fitr, which, by the way, was authored by Senator Loren Legarda and I believe Senator Gordon. Under Republic Act number 9177. Thus, in 2009, I authored and sponsored Republic Act number 9849, which declared Eid al-Adha as a national holiday in solidarity with our Muslim brothers and sisters. It has been 7 years, Mr. President, since we started observing Eid al-Adha as a regular holiday nationwide, and yet many are still not aware of the significance of this day for Islam and our brother and sister Muslims. Eid al-Adha, Mr. President, is one of the 2 most important days in Islam. It is a celebration of the end of Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage that Muslims must make to the holy city of Mecca at least once in his lifetime. Eid al-Adha commemorates the story of the prophet Abraham, with whom many of us are familiar. Allah spoke to Abraham in a dream and instructed him to build a shrine in Mecca. At the time, Mecca was a desolate and barren desert. But Abraham heeded Allah's call with devotion and without complaint. In his most supreme act of obedience to Allah, Abraham was about to sacrifice the life of his only son Ishmael. But Allah, seeing Abraham's complete devotion and his willingness to give up the life of his only son, spared Ishmael's life moments before the sacrifice and replaced him with a lamb. Prophet Abraham's ultimate sacrifice is what our Muslim brothers and sisters celebrate on Eid al-Adha. I know this story is also in our Bible, Mr. President, as Christians, and I believe later on Senator Manny Pacquiao, who is an expert in biblical affairs, will elucidate more. As such, it is known as the Feast of Sacrifice, which they traditionally commemorate by giving meat to friends, neighbors, relatives, and the needy. Eid al-Adha, Mr. President, falls on a different date every year because of its timing directly by the lunar cycle. The day of Eid is set when a new moon is sighted, so that Eid al-Adha falls on a different day depending on which sect, mosque, or region one is in. As such, I commend the President for issuing Proclamation number 56, declaring September 12 as the exact day of commemorating the 10th day of Zul-Hijjah, the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, as Eid al-Adha Day. Mr. President, I believe that the awareness and recognition of our diversity is the first step in eliminating prejudice and bigotry. It is also necessary for us to learn about and be open to each other in order to foster mutual respect and unity amongst all of our people. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, I wish you a meaningful and blessed Eid Mubarak, and I ask my colleagues in the Senate, making all members, and the proper motion with the Senate President, if we can make all members as author of this resolution. I humbly submit, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Zubiri.
May we recognize Senator Manny Pacquiao, Mr. President.
Senator Pacquiao is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to ask if my colleague, the gentleman from Bukidnon, can yield some question for clarificatory.
Yes, Mr. President, I will be honored to answer questions by the gentleman from my fellow region of Mindanao, from Sarangani.
Mr. President, you talk about Abraham, about El Adha celebration. It is about talk about Ismail. I just want to know, Mr. President, if the gentleman knows about Abraham's sons, not only Ismail, but he has another son also.
You know, yesterday, Mr. President, Mr. President, yesterday we were at the lounge, the Senator's Lounge, and we spent almost an hour listening to the gentleman from Sarangani explaining to us the difference of the Christian version of Abraham's sacrifice and our brother Muslims' version of Abraham's sacrifice. If it is possible, Mr. President, I would like to ask also the gentleman from Sarangani to explain to us his full knowledge of this particular topic, Mr. President, if he may.
Mr. President, I just like to clarify that I am supposed to be asking him a question, but let me answer.
But he is the expert, Mr. President, on Bible affairs.
Okay.
I might make a mistake, and God might hit me with lightning.
Because Mr. President, Abraham has a wife, Sarah. Sarah, who became Sarah. And then, since Sarah, they don't have a son, and si Sarah po ay may slave siyang na si Hagar. Si Hagar yung slave niya. And then, gusto niyang magkaanak dahil because old age na sila, they think that they cannot have baby anymore because of their old age. Si Sarah, sabi ni Sarah, ipasiping ko na lang itong yung slave ko na si Hagar para magkaroon tayo ng anak, and then mabuo yung pamilya natin. Like, yun ang request ni Hagar, and then nagkaanak po sila ng yung slave niya na si Hagar, at yun pinangalanan na Ismael. But we have to remember that the promise of God to Sarah, nangyari din po yun, yung promise sa kanya na magkakaroon kayo ng anak, at yun ay doon manggagaling ang lahat ng descendants according to our Bible. At Mr. President, ang pangalan ng anak na yon ay si Isaac. So this is the confusing from other people if you read the Bible, because in Muslim they are claiming that Ismail was the one who Abraham offered to God, but sa atin naman si Isaac ang inoffer ni Abraham to God. So yan po yung maging ano. I just want to ask my colleague if he know about this story about Abraham and about Isaac and Ismail.
Yes, Mr. President. Actually, in the Quran, that is their version. It's Ismail. In the Bible, with us, it is Isaac. But I believe to respect each and everyone's religious beliefs, and to respect the our brother Muslims, we celebrate Eid al-Adha commemorating that particular verse from their Quran, as it is also their most, depending on who you talk to, Mr. President, it's sometimes their most important holiday for our brother Muslims. So yes, I'm familiar that there's a difference, but all over the world, with our Muslim brothers, Eid al-Adha is celebrated and revered, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, but I just want to, I'm just thinking right now to file a bill for a national holiday also for, we call this national holiday a Bible holiday for to all of us as a Christian, a believer of course, we know that Muslims also believe Abraham, and we believe Abraham also. Gusto ko rin mag-file ng bill na para sa ating lahat for Bible holiday. Kumbaga, tawagin ng Bible holiday because we are basing our Bible kung sino yung pinaniwalaan natin sa faith natin that Abraham, he's the one who Isaac, he's the one who offered to God. So yun po yung natin. Pero we're not we respect the Muslims, we respect their celebration and we honor that. But I'm just this is a suggestion, Mr. President, to file a bill for for a national holiday for a Christian Bible holiday.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
That's a great idea, Mr. President. So, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao. Thank you, Senator
Thank you very much,
Zubiri.
Mr. President.